To 8,500 U.S. troops are now on high alert to possibly deploy to Eastern Europe. The Pentagon insists no final decision has been made on deployment and that it's only a precaution as fears rise of a Russian invasion of Ukraine. John Herbst now, Senior Director of the Atlantic Council's Eurasia Center, former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine. Mr. Ambassador, you spent several years there. Is the U.S. doing enough to deter Putin from invading?
No. The Biden administration deserves credit for talking about major sanctions if Russia invades, talking about sending additional arms to Ukraine if Russia invades, and talking about plussing up NATO forces in the east if Russia invades. But that's reactive. They need to be proactive. The weapons need to flow to Ukraine now. The additional weapons need to flow to Ukraine now. Now, the administration made the first delivery of such new weapons last week, which is a step in the right direction. But they need to send more weapons. They need to send some of the more sophisticated weapons Ukraine is asking for. Also, the news today about 8,500 troops who might move to Eastern Europe is good news, but not enough. The troops should already be heading in that direction. And we should be working actively within NATO to move NATO forces more to the east. This will let Putin know that if he invades Ukraine with these new forces, his geopolitical position will weaken.
And then if he does invade, which even our own president has said he believes he will, I think the quote is, he's got to do something, then what do we do?
Well, President Biden was ill-advised to say that. We don't know if Putin is going to invade. And I think the measures we are threatening may persuade him not to. But if we take those measures now, so he knows crystal clear that huge sanctions are coming if he invades, the chances of him actually invading go way down. But we need to be stronger. We need to be more proactive.
I know that Putin would like a sort of land bridge to Crimea. There are a lot of things he might want in the east. But does Putin want to get to Kyiv and begin to reestablishing a sort of an old Soviet Union look? Or what does he want?
At a minimum, he wants to persuade Ukraine to change its foreign policy and do what Moscow demands. He can't do that unless he takes a major military action which succeeds. But it's unclear if a major military action would succeed. He can seize any place in Ukraine he wants. He has his military is powerful enough to do that. But the Ukrainian people will fight, and he will find he has a war of occupation, which will be very damaging to him.
What do you see happening?
I believe that the Ukrainian people will rise up. At the end of World War II, Ukraine fought an insurgency against the Soviet Union in Western Ukraine that lasted years. At this point in time, maybe 75% of the Ukrainian people despise the Kremlin for the war it's been conducting against Ukraine since 2014. If they try to establish a land bridge to Crimea, if they try to take Kyiv, they can probably do that and then find they have a war on their hands that'll be hard for them to win.
Ambassador John Herbst, thank you very much.